James Comey officially indicted. Grand jury found enough credible evidence against him for lying to Congress a few years back concerning Crossfire Hurricane and the Russiagate, all of those things that gets Hillary Clinton tied up in there, Slim Slacks Obama, and the evil brood of vipers that we sometimes call the deep state, but you know, they're just a bunch of puppets. The real deep state runs much deeper. Anyway, James Comey officially indicted. I don't see you walking around finding little rocks in the sand to say 8647 anymore. Who's laughing? So the crank far left, Jezebel, Sodom, and Gomorrah Media, whore, Jezebel, Sodom, and Gomorrah Media, is going to cry and bitch and moan and complain. It doesn't matter. That the mission cannot be deterred because these individuals are just going to say that President Trump and the Department of Justice is weaponizing the administration against his political opponents and his political enemies. Why in the world, riddle me this, Batman, why does he have political enemies? Why is that? Excuse you, but you celebrated, what, 30-something felony indictments against President Trump, like 91 felonies, all these charges from out of nowhere. That man sat in a courtroom for 4 years straight as a private citizen because of Joe Biden and that little mouse ass Merrick Garland, who couldn't even defend himself against a box of Kleenex. But somehow, because he had a little power, he tried desperately to put President Trump in prison along with Jack Smith, aka Dirty Smitty, in prison for over 700 years. You stupid son of a bitches. You just pissed that man off. And every time he sat in that courtroom and that big hoe, Letitia, aka Respucia James, was salivating because she ran on get Trump, get Trump, get Trump. Guess what, biggin? You're next. So, officially, James Comey has been indicted for lying to Congress. Because remember, can't do that. Can't do that. You know, yeah. Stephen K. Bannon, Peter Navarro. Yeah, you can't lie to Congress. You know, even though they didn't lie to Congress, they just refused to rat out President Trump for any ridiculousness, but they were thrown in prison. So, hey, man, don't hate the player. Hate the game. Y'all started the game. We'll pick it up from here. Thank you for your attention to this matter. James Comey, you big lurch son of a bitch. Oh, this is great. This is great. Cam Higbee, and I believe he's Turning Point USA, or he works closely with Turning Point, but he and an associate set up a Charlie Kirk style prove me wrong table where you just kind of set up and you put a microphone out there and let the students ask the questions, just like Charlie Kirk did. I've done that. It's been a while. Did it here in Westminster, Colorado, and it's very interesting. You get mixed reviews, but whatever. Cam and his associate went to Morgan State University just a few days ago, a historically black college and university, Morgan State in Maryland. And there was a student there that asked, you know, what do you think about the equal opportunities? Are there opportunities for black people? And do you think we have equal opportunities? Blah, blah, blah. And Cam says, you know, well, interestingly enough, I didn't have many opportunities growing up. You know, he said he grew up living in a double wide. So, you know, he didn't have this spectacular, great start, white privilege, as some Democrats like to say. So he had to work hard for what he has. That doesn't have color attached to it, by the way. But see, Democrats want to label everything and put everybody in their respective little boxes, and their it poll bullshit that never works. We tried this social experiment for a very long time, and it has just been destructive from day one. It continues to be. Clearly, that is why we buried Brother Kirk last week, is because this system is, you can't, it's not a real societal advancement. So you got these two individuals who are challenging students to think. Use your head for something beside a hat rack. My dad used to say that, and it has stuck. It means something. So they're asking this, talking to the student, and there's some dialogue going back and forth. No big deal. Very civil conversation. All of a sudden, a bunch of these dumb ass hood rats come up and start immediately screaming racist and blah, blah, blah. You know, these are Kamala voters. Some of them little tackheads are likely Kamala voters. They're AKA Alpha Kappa Alpha, so they pledge, and Alpha Kappa Alpha accepted Kamala Harris for some odd reason. They still think that the Indian, the Hindu Horus is somehow black because her skin is dark. She is not black. She never was black. She never will be black. Thank you once again to Candace Owens, who exposed her and her lineage and spared us the hell on earth of dealing with Kamala Harris for 4 more years. Now, the angry, pissy mob of uneducated individuals who are just riding the coattails of what should be success, but they're just using it as, oh, I'm going to college. I'm going to college. It doesn't matter. Are you passing? What are you going to college for? And clearly you're not that damn smart, because you're chasing somebody off a campus who is challenging you to think. What are you doing in school all day if you ain't using your brain? So anyway, Cam Higbee.
Some of these colleges are now somehow turning down, allowing them to have turning point chapters on their colleges now. There's been some word given out to do that.
Is literally being chased away by a pissy mob of stupid people. And, you know, it just strikes me as odd when you got the head wrestling coach of Morgan State University telling Cam Higbee on X, don't come to my college, don't come to my university, stay off my campus. Don't nobody care about your stupid ass campus. Your campus ranks 251st out of 300 colleges and universities. Are you kidding me? Don't nobody care about Morgan State. I didn't even know it existed until I saw Cam there. You're nobody. You're nothing. Oh my God. The graduation rate there is less than 50%, 41% to be exact. A little over 41.5% is the graduation rate. So not even half of the students even graduate. So what are you doing with your time? Drinking? Huh? Just wasting FAFSA money? Partying all the time? Smoking weed? Anyway. Oh, another interesting factoid that I would like everyone to be well aware of, you ungrateful bastards. What are you doing with your time? From the U.S. Department of Education, a press release from just, oh my God, 10 days ago, the 15th of September, under the Trump administration. Not Biden, not Hindu Horus Harris, Trump. Press release. Today, the U.S. Department of Education announced that it's making historic investments in charter schools, American history and civics programs, historically black colleges and universities, and tribally controlled colleges and universities, or TCCUs. Let's skip down to the money part, because that is very important, based on the conversation that I am having with you right to this very minute, very second, very hour. The department is also making a significant one-time investment in HBCUs and tribal colleges and universities to support the unique and historic contributions of these institutions of higher education. Clearly not Morgan State, because y'all a bunch of dumb bastards. HBCUs and TCCUs will receive an additional $495 million on top of the anticipated fiscal year 2025 investment, an increase of 48.4% and 109.3% respectively. In total, HBCUs will receive over $1.34 billion in federal taxpayer money. Let me tell you something. Morgan State will close without federal money, and so will other HBCUs. Most of your funding is federal money. You ungrateful, unhinged losers. You better get your shit together and get right before you get left behind. You can keep staying on that porch and walking on that damn plantation with them loser ass Democrats. You ain't gonna get nothing but empty promises and living on the damn streets. You better go ahead and stop chasing away people with red hats on and get with this money. Stop listening to these Democrats. They are going to keep you broke and on the plantation pouring lemonade on the porch for massa. Make your choice.
How's everyone doing out there? Well said. She said she's going to come back on with me as a guest at some point. Hasn't happened yet, but it is harder to get her on. All right. Democrats threaten government shutdown. This is before it happened. She was talking about it. Then I got some after it happened. You should see.
So here we are. Another September and another year of federal employees and Washington bureaucrats whining bitch.
She used to be either a state or federal employee herself.
Moaning and complaining about a government shutdown. When I was a federal employee, this happened every year without fail. Every year, the whole time I was there, every year, September, the whole month, all they talked about, all they had meetings about was the potential shutdown. Oh, we need to prepare. We're going to have another all hands meeting. Oh, you got to, oh, woe is me. Singing Negro spirituals. Oh, you better prepare. Oh, they're going to shut you down. You're going to get furloughed. Every year without fail. But see, this time it's a little bit different. This time we have the head of the Office of Management and Budget, and that would be Brother Russ Vought. Yeah, I've been watching him on the War Room with Stephen K. Bannon for years. So I love that Russ Vought is in his element. Oh my God. Well, what's happening is, so every year they say, well, we don't know what's going to happen, blah, 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 say. Well, see, this time the Democrats think that they still somehow have leverage, which is really weird. So I don't even understand where they came out of left field with this bullshit. They think they have leverage of some sort, that they can twist the arm of President Trump and the Republican, the GOP, to bend and contort to their demands.
Is it lagging much, people?
What they use is, because they've been doing the town halls, and, they've been going to their constituents, whatever, saying, oh, Trump's going to shut down the government. Trump's going to shut down your Medicare. You're not going to get your food stamps. You're going to pretty much just die. At least that's what Hakeem.
Really, it's cutting the money laundering, Alan. Really, that's what they're doing. They kick it all out so they can come back. They're raising for the Senate race and the governor's race in Virginia and New Jersey, and those races that are going on. Black Blue supposedly is still operating, and they're awash with money on both sides. They're desperate on both sides. And I got a video. I'll probably play a little bit of it today later near the end about Soros and people working under him, where they had a sort of a like almost like a dungeon where they had sex slaves in there, and they were shocking him during sexual things and all that kind of stuff. I gotta play you that near the end of this. I'll play all of Karen Kennedy's stuff, and then I'll play that.
Hakeem Jeffries said, you know, that Dollar Tree Obama, the sleepy one that looked like he smoked a pound of weed before he gets to work. He talks very slow. He's just very unexciting. Hakeem Jeffries, God, ugh. Anyway, he said you're pretty much gonna die. You're gonna die. Like, people will die. You didn't say shit with all these illegals killing American citizens on the regular the last 4 years. You haven't said nothing, Hakeem Jeffries. Now all of a sudden you care.
And these NGOs don't pay any taxes either. They pay zero taxes. They get government money, and they fund all this stuff to ruin America. That's our game plan too.
About people dying. Got it. So President Trump, in his very meaningful and witty way, sent a notification by way of Truth Social. This is how he communicates, primarily because guess what? It's his social media platform. I love that. I love that. Remember the Democrats when they were shutting us down in October 2020, the big purge? Remember that? Or 2017? Anyway, remember when they shut us down and they're like, well, and these are private company. Twitter's a private company. Facebook is a private company. If you don't like it, go start your own. Thanks. So we did. And now they don't want us speaking. What do you mean you started your own? Anyway. Damn Democrats. Constant whining, constant moaning, bitching, and complaining, and this time is no different. So, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer thought that they could put the president in a chokehold with the threat of a narrative going out to
hell. And every year they always had the old woman in the wheelchair, and they're pushing off the cliff. They probably get to that, you know. They're saying that all about the health care. They love having that issue. That once they got us on the government healthcare system, they're always saying, oh, they want you on the plantation so they can scare you. Oh, they're going to kick you off, you know.
The people saying, you know, we're just going to blame Republicans. And he's like, yeah. Russ Vought says, yeah, and I'm going to blame you bastards. So Russ Vought says, you know, we're just going to blame you for the WIC program shutting down. Woo, there's a lot of people depending on WIC. He's going to blame it on the Democrats. That's just half of what's going on. The other half is that he's like, okay. You want to shut it down? You want to try to blame Republicans, blame the GOP? That's good. That's rich. Guess what then? We're going to take this time to go ahead and shave some more of that big government bloat off of the budget. And we'll just get rid of like 800,000 more federal employees because you're all useless anyway. Please, you cannot gaslight me on that.
There's other ones too, like Orbeez and that started. Bright On's new. Utah Gun Exchange is out there. Plenty of others.
Y'all know federal employees. Y'all don't do shit. Please spare me. Put your violins away, right? Just stop. I know how the sausage is made. I was there. So.
I know, I'm on all of them.
The president was very clear in stating their little wish list that they thought they were going to try to
this ends up on 31 platforms when I'm done.
Shove at him, and they wanted $1 trillion for things like transgender surgeries for freaking everybody, open borders, men and women's sports, taxpayer funded transgender surgeries, and oh yeah, taxpayer funded continued Medicare health care for illegal aliens who should not be here and who are being removed by ICE. Oh, they also want to keep dead people on Medicare to keep up keep the rolls puffed up, padded, just like they do with the ballots, like they did with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, to pretend that half dead corpse got 81 million votes. That Shady Pines resident, yeah, that one, get off my lawn, and I know what roaches are. Yeah, that one. That old bastard. Anyway, so yeah, they're not going to be able to do this time. President Trump was off today at the Ryder Cup ceremony, honey. He ain't sweating, but these Democrats are, because they're going to be blamed when the government shuts down on the 30th. Dude, I'm used to this crap every single year. September, oh, it's going to shut down. So it doesn't matter, because you people don't do shit anyway. The non-essential employees who have been milking off the taxpayers all of these years and getting these big fat fucking pensions, you gonna have to learn to code. And it's really just that simple.
AI is going to be doing
everyone.
it.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
AI is going to be doing it. Programming note, Saturday, I believe Saturday, it'll be Saturday or Sunday coming up. Hawa's coming on. We're going to be talking about the Dominion systems. Conservative bought it out, what they're finding since he's bought it. They were cheating all along. So she's got a lot of evidence on that. We're going to be doing a live about that. She's getting it all together, and there'll be more information by that. That'll be the main topic on them. So she's coming on probably Saturday. Okay, I'll be talking during the week about it.
White liberal females are the dumbest bitches on the planet. I just don't even know what to say at this point. Y'all literally purposefully overdosing on Tylenol because you're trying to prove Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy and President Trump wrong. As we know, the recent news has come out. The studies have been done. RFK Jr. has been reporting on the harmful effects of acetaminophen, aka Tylenol, in pregnant women. This is peer-reviewed. It is a scientific fact. These dumb bitches, pregnant. You are literally overdosing on Tylenol to prove Trump wrong.
Oh, I have a picture somewhere I should show.
White liberalism is a mental disorder. It is something that is going to be studied by psychological professionals, probably medical professionals, for years to come. You are so jacked up in your head, your soul is so far gone.
Got that right.
God allows you the miracle of carrying life inside you. It is an honor. It is a miracle from God himself. And you throw it all away.
Let's see if I can show
because you're pissy about Trump? The fuck is wrong with you bitches? What is wrong with you? Literally, you don't even need to vote.
Don't drink the
because all of you dumb hags voted
liberals
for Kamala Harris.
Don't drink it.
The bitch who's never had any children inside her body, she aborted them all, apparently, allegedly. God, you follow her example? Do you know how she got where she is, and you just follow her blindly? You just trust everything she says? What is wrong with you people? Literally, you are the dumbest people on planet Earth. The weird thing is you have the highest rates of education and higher education rates. Like, you have advanced degrees. You literally, you paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to universities like Columbia and Harvard and Stanford. Like, oh my gosh, like, oh my God, like, I am so smart. But you literally shove a bunch of pills in your mouth because you're gonna prove Donald Trump wrong. You dumb whore. You are dumb. You dumb. All of you. I don't feel a bit sorry for you. I feel bad for the children who have to, you know, a lot of you are not going to survive. Look at this. It's so bad. It's so, you know, this shit is bad. You know, the Democrats are panicking because it's only them. It's only them. It's only them. This is a liberal media, a liberal progressive media called Dem State. Dem State is sounding the alarm. They are progressives. Headline from Dem State. Multiple American nurses report on surge in women overdosing on Tylenol. Even far left progressives are sounding the
And even some of them are still getting the jab. Unbelievable, with as much as known about
alarm about this. Multiple American nurses have reported a significant increase in the number of women being admitted to emergency rooms due to overdoses on Tylenol. This surge has raised concerns among healthcare professionals regarding the safety and uses of the medication. No, dumbass. Anything that you take too much of,
there's side effects.
You gonna have your last damn headache. Okay? You take too many Tylenols, you gonna die. I mean, yes, there are risks for usage, and that has been found to contribute to the high rates of autism in children, because women were advised by their medical professionals, their medical doctor, that it's fine to take Tylenol. It's not. When you're pregnant, you shouldn't be taking anything.
Stuff they're putting in our food.
So, let me get back to the issue at hand. How are you this retarded, this stupid, that you would take a risk that big? Did you honestly think that you would just get up off the gurney, off the table, and go back to your pregnancy yoga class? Liberalism is a mental disease.
It is.
White liberal females are the bane of existence. You should all be institutionalized and given a transorbital lobotomy and an exorcism. Throw some holy water on your bitch ass.
It's got that right. All right. Next one, they will deport her and her husband before they sue the taxpayers, and we're stuck with them.
Okay, you know, I usually do not make videos on the weekends. I take rest from this madness, but you know, this one's really chapped my ass. This video that's been going around, I have purposely avoided it, but for some reason, this dadgum iPhone went and hit the freaking video and it started playing, and I saw the ICE agent who gently shoved the illegal alien who had been in his face antagonizing him, and he was the one who got either suspended or fired. Make that shit right. I am saying to you right now, Kristi Noem, girl, Look, I'm gonna tell you the perspective of a woman. Okay, it's just probably not gonna be popular with females. I don't really give a shit at this juncture. I don't care. Let me tell you something. This is to Trisha in Ohio. I see you making a lot of appearances on TV, and I'm tagging you in this. DHS, Kristi Noem, ICE, ERO, operation, removal operations. I need you to hear me. Okay? Too many women are stuck on this thing where you think you're excused for getting in a man's face and antagonizing him and thinking, he can't hit me, he can't hit me, he can't hit me. A man practices an extreme amount of restraint to deal with us. And I'm not talking about the dudes who are like literally abusive. I'm not talking about them assholes. I'm not talking about domestic violence. I'm not talking about any shit like that. I am talking about the female who thinks that she can get in a man's face and constantly antagonize him, and that there is going to be no pushback. And if he pushes back, if he raises his voice a little too high, or gets some bass in his voice, or like says, move out of the way, and removes her from the situation, then she throws a fit and it's DV. And then he's in court for 10 years. That's some bull fucking shit right there. Let me tell you something. That illegal alien and her illegal alien husband need to be removed immediately before some ambulance chasing immigration attorney team find this hoe and gets her the representation and finds some libtard judge who will take the case and sue ICE and sue DHS and for damages because somehow she's immediately fucking retarded because she hit the floor, and now she needs to stay in the United States forever and bring 15,000 of her fucking relatives, and then she never leaves here, and then we just care for her forever. Fuck that. We're at war. Everything is on the table. Do not give an inch. None. Why are you here? You know you came here illegally and you think you have rights. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Who are these people? Get them out. I don't care what it takes. Get them out. President Trump went and whipped the votes on the freaking House to get the big, bodacious, beautiful bill passed, to get me my big, beautiful, bodacious wall and my big, beautiful, bodacious ICE and removal operations and border patrol, and I want them out. Do not give an inch, because they will take advantage. And now you're saying...
Everyone see that they're going after Tom Homan now with some fake... thing recording or some bullshit they're trying to claim. I think it's AI, to be honest.
Sending a message that
actually they haven't played it. They claim they have it. You know, I haven't seen anything. Normally that would be right out in the news right away if it really was true. You'd think media would have it.
You have to do, protesters or illegal, is just get in an ICE agent's face and don't let up. Don't let up. Don't let up. Oh, that's rules for radicals, by the way. Don't let up. Don't just get in his face. And eventually, he's going to knock the shit out of you. And, oh my God, you're going to get to stay. And they're going to open the borders again. And everybody's going to get to stay. And it's going to be great, just like it was when Joe Biden, that crypt keeper, was in office. And that Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris. Oh my God, we're going back. Yes. No! Never again. Never again. Get them out of here. Hire that man back and give him back pay. Fuck these people. You're here illegally. You knew what you were doing when you came here and you had no authorization. My dad used to go to the O'Hare airport when him and my mom would have an argument, because he just needed to leave the situation. Okay? This is just a little life lesson here. Girls, women, leave him alone. Don't get up in his face. Leave him alone. Let him go hang out with his boys. It's not your turn. Y'all arguing. You're arguing. Go away. That female got in that ICE agent's face. She pushed him, and at some point, the patience runs out. Men are not built like us, and God created us this way. Okay?
Hey, Pat.
Men don't want to talk it out once it's gone past the point of no return. They just want to be gone. Okay?
I believe that.
Don't get in
I believe that ICE agent got his job back. He did after a while.
Man's face trying to puff your chest up is not the time. That illegal alien, you cannot let these people keep kicking our laws to the curb for their comfort and their peace. They need to be scared every single day. They need to be looking over their shoulder. If they have not taken advantage of CBP Home, take the $1,000 and get the fuck out of here. And then you won't get shoved to the ground.
Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah. So President Trump announces lowest prescription drugs. So he talks about this.
What's up? President Trump, man, just getting it done. God, it's so amazing. He just got up there this morning along with members of his cabinet, particularly from HHS and CMS, Centers for Medicaid Studies and Services, and made the announcement that prescription drug prices, for one, are going to be significantly lower for American citizens. Now, I talked about this a few months ago when I made a video about how foreign countries have been taking advantage of American taxpayers because we have been subsidizing the healthcare and pharmaceutical drug prices for foreign countries like Mexico, Canada, and Europe. Eastern and Western, that is. Yeah, we have been subsidizing. So you can go back and watch that video, but I'll just put it in summation. What has been happening is these foreign countries have been profiting off of American innovation. Literally, the medicines would be developed and the research would be done here in the United States for years. The new drugs that come out that help people in one way or another, where all the research was done here, the money was spent here, all the doctors, the scientists, everybody involved, this was all done here in American labs, American ingenuity, American genius. But these pharmaceutical companies would develop these drugs, get them, out to market after all of the fuss, and they'd go to foreign countries and say, yeah, you know what, we've got this new drug, whatever, and, here's what we would like you to pay. And these foreign...
Mark, you think he was targeted by Hamas or something? Looks like a false flag. Also, Hamas refused to meet in Egypt. Egypt, actually, there's some extremists in Egypt, but actually the government there is actually pretty good about finding him and doing stuff about it. The government there is the military government, but they're good on this issue.
Countries would say, nah, we ain't gonna pay that. We're gonna pay the least possible price, and you can go ahead and give the American...
So where's the meeting going to be, Mark? If it's not going to be in Egypt, that makes the most sense to me. It's probably one of the safer places to go to, because the spies and military, I trust them actually more than Israel's, to be honest.
Can taxpayers put it on their tab? And the pharmaceutical companies were like, okay. So they've done that to us for decades. We have literally been subsidizing the healthcare and the pharmaceutical drugs for the entire fucking world. Yet another way that the American taxpayers have been fleeced because previous administrations did nothing about it. Now, President Trump has been working on this for years. Even in his first term, he tried to get this done, but that whole pandemic thing just couldn't get it off the ground, out of Congress, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it is a thing known as MFN, Most Favored Nation. And other countries like India and Egypt and China, of course, and Mexico and Canada and parts of Europe, they all have most favored nation status with these pharmaceutical drug companies. That means they only pay the bare minimum. You know, that's why you see people,
less,
oh my God, I wish we should have healthcare like they do in Europe. Yeah, you know why Europe has such low cost for healthcare? It's because we've been subsidizing whatever they didn't pay.
Right.
It's a cruel fucking joke, dude. Anyway, President Trump is putting it out on Front Street, and he even had John Fitzgerald. Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy, RFK Jr., gave the speech. He's been working 24/7 with his team on this issue. It's been very hush-hush, and they finally made the announcement today, which is fantastic because it's a day before the government shutdown. Hallelujah. Praise God. So, Dr. Mehmet Oz gave a speech. He was up there. And of course, our beloved President Trump gave the speech to make the initial announcement. And also Albert Bourla, who is the CEO of, is it Pfizer or Moderna? I think it's Moderna. I really think it's Moderna. Anyway, whatever. Same. But he stood up there and he literally affirmed what I just told you about the most favored nations. He even went so far as to say that tariffs are very effective in getting people to do what you want. Go watch it for yourself. Don't listen to the Democrats trying to gaslight you. Because, see, all they've done for years and years and years and years is use sloganeering bullshit to try to get you to vote for them, to say, oh, I'm going to make sure your healthcare costs come down. I'm going to get your healthcare costs down. I'm going to make sure your pharmaceutical drugs, Democrats are working hard for you. They even took this selfie saying,
yeah, there's something about that base thing that they're going to be training pilots there. And it's part of the base. It's a section that's going to be used.
And Democrats are working on healthcare costs. Negro, please. You ain't doing shit! You're not doing anything. You're talking at the side of your neck. While President Trump is bringing receipts. Are you serious about voting Democrat at this juncture in life right now? You really need to collect yourself and notice the next time because this is going to happen fast. When you start going to the pharmacy and you like, damn, is this a mistake?
Egypt killed them. I think
no. This is this is the actual price. You're going to start to see that you're going to be paying like 1,000%, 15.
He used to deal with turning in ISIS type people and stuff like that, and the ones in Egypt actually were better to work with than many of the other ones. Even our own government, definitely better than that.
100% less for your prescriptions. That is Donald Trump. That's not Biden. That ain't no holdover from Biden shit, because he was dead. What? So President Trump has opened the way for American citizens to be able to afford health care. And it's a beautiful, glorious thing. While the Democrats have lied to you, some of these people have been in power for 20, 30, 40 years. Some of them died in office. Dianne Feinstein, Sheila Jackson Lee. Did they ever get anything done for their citizens and their constituents? No. Are Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Oompa Loompa, Jerry Nadler?
Yes.
Do they do anything except have Trump derangement syndrome? Do you see any quantifiable results that they were even in office? You don't. Start really considering that they're just gaslighting you because they're not effective in anything. These people don't know what they're doing, and they know that when President Trump brings the receipts and there are verifiable results that make people's lives better, they cannot compete with that. So they're just going to keep saying fascist. And I can't pay my bills with fascism. Ignore that. Don't listen to the noise.
You gotta watch the left, though.
Action, baby. President Trump getting it done. Once again, drug prices lower than they've ever been before.
The
Just announced
KKK
today.
was the left thing.
Peace out.
Commie, the left thing. So Democrats demanding free health care for illegals while you are paying $2,000 a month for health insurance.
We are in day 2 of the Schumer shutdown. Yes, indeed.
Hey, what's everyone's bets on how much longer the Democrats going to hold out? He's got to start canning some jobs, and then they're going to cave. I know that they went on to their donors. They went to meet all these donors to get billions of dollars.
Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are literally responsible for the government shutting down and any services that are not online right now.
It should take about another hour.
You can go ahead and look to the Democrats, because President Trump and the GOP offered a clean CR, which is a continuing resolution, and presented it to them just enough to keep the government open. Reluctantly doing another CR, by the way, because we haven't had a balanced budget with the federal government for years. There's been no budget. There's just been CRs, CR after CR after CR, just enough to keep the government open.
Well, doing the CRs in a way is kind of helpful somewhat, because it keeps them from spending more, because there's automatic raises and stuff like that of different programs that would get more money if they don't do the CRs.
They would have some sort of resolution in late September, just at the 11th hour, to keep the government open. And then you come back in November, right before the holidays, and they'd whine, bitch, moan, and complain. They being the Democrats once again, to try to keep the government. And then it would become like this omnibus, this big bill with all of the poison pills and the pork.
They sneak it all in at the last minute before people can find out all the crap that's in it.
Of what the Democrats wanted, and even some rhinos. I'm going to just be fair with that, because these are greedy ass politicians. So this was a lot having to do with self-interest. But for the current conversation, we are in a shutdown. And the last one was, I believe.
Is anyone seeing if Trump's going to be over there later tonight, over in Egypt or somewhere? Has anyone seen where he's going to be and when? Or they aren't really announcing it, probably for safety reasons.
2019, and that was over the border.
I also seen that Iran is going to get rid of their mandates or mortal police on hijabs on all the women over there. The women don't want to wear them anymore. A lot of them, all the younger ones. So the hijabs. I'm saying the wrong name. Hijabs.
Border wall. Literally, the Democrats held the border wall hostage. And we see what happened in 2021. We really needed that border wall back then.
Mark, I got a video on that from John Bandito. I'll play it after this video about that. They found out that there's plans to try to kill Trump. You know, the best time for him to do it is probably when he's over there. So I'll play that one next.
Because, we got used to seeing thousands and thousands and thousands of illegal aliens just doing the Dougie, walking up in here, hey, with their J's on, and they brand new iPhone, hey, doing the Dougie. I got sick of that shit, honestly. It was very demoralizing. So I am grateful right now that there are 0 illegal crossings into my country, and I sleep better at night. Anyway, back to this shutdown. This is Chuck Schumer. This is Hakeem Jeffries, because they are, at least I know Chuck Schumer is absolutely freaking terrified of Sandy Cortez, aka AOC, aka Alexandria, blah, 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 who gives a shit. Oogie boogie! Yeah, she scares the shit out of his old ass because there are so many retarded crankfar leftists in this country in the 14th district of New York that they would elect that crazy bitch and put her in a Senate seat, even though she has done absolutely nothing for the constituents. The last, 5 years as she has been babbling and whining in Congress, it's absolutely mystifying that people have Stockholm syndrome to the degree that they are willing to elect a female who has literally never had a fucking job, but she knows how to run everything. Give me $10 trillion and I'll like fix everything. Like, oh my God, like, yeah, like me, like, yeah, like AOC. Anyhow, shutdown. We are in a shutdown. The Democrats are, of course, blaming the GOP. No, bro. You had the opportunity to agree to a clean CR to have some discussions about your pork and your poison pills that you wanted to insert in November. It would have kept the government open for like 7 weeks, but you couldn't even do that. So here's where you are. The only reason the big demand that they had was to continue providing $1.5 trillion. It would be more, but what we know about what we're told is $1.5 trillion for healthcare for illegals. Can I continue to reiterate that it is literally against federal law to provide healthcare to illegal aliens who are unlawfully present in the United States of America? You know what? Why don't y'all go back through the records in every fucking state of all these bitches who had all these anchor babies up in this country over the last 5 years? Go ahead, check that out. While you are paying $2,000 a month for insurance to keep your family covered in case something happens, $2,000 a month. Okay.
I can't afford
I've heard horror stories with people and the insurance that they have had to come up with since the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. Slim Slacks really did a number on this country, but that was his intention, to fundamentally transform the United States. What a gutless punk ass bitch he is. Anyway, back to the shutdown. Yeah, Democrats, you own this. You literally want healthcare, which is against federal law, for illegal aliens.
New Jersey are closed.
I want you really as an American citizen, while you're paying thousands of dollars just to keep your health insurance, these bastards want you to pay for illegal aliens who are unlawfully present to have free everything, free healthcare, dialysis, catastrophic care, have 15,000 babies, all at your expense, while you can't even meet your $5,000 deductible that's required, because these bastards are just killing it.
I hope he cuts a lot of jobs while the shutdown happens.
With all of their chronic diseases, because they were sick when they got here. Somehow they made it across the damn Darien Gap with all these catastrophic illnesses. I wonder how the hell that's happening. So now the Democrats want you, the American taxpayer, to be fiscally responsible. Pick up the tab. That's like a son of a bitch. Y'all going to the bar and they all run up a tab and you the last one in the bar. Oh, your bill is $12,000. And it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, you pick up the tab. Everybody just left you to pay the tab. That's what the Democrats want. You to continue to pay the health care for illegal aliens who are unlawfully present, because they need voters. They need census counts. They need to stay in power. It's all about them staying in power. They don't give a fuck about you. They never have. They never will. Wake up and stop voting Democrat. It is literally killing you.
Absolutely.
Deuces.
All right. Mark and John, here's the video I was talking about, that Bongino was talking about, that the deep state is setting Trump up. All right. So watch this closely.
Listen to me. Trump is being hunted by professionals who know exactly what they're doing. And because I hate teases, is the Secret Service compromised? Now, I know you say, well, Dan, you brought that up last week. Is there a mole, whether intentional or unintentional, in the Secret Service? I'll talk about that. But someone,
Hey, Dan,
let's just say who can be trusted, I spoke to last week at the end of the week, has informed me that their communication system for the Secret Service may be almost entirely compromised. In other words, people trying to hunt and kill Donald Trump may know more about what Donald Trump is doing than Donald Trump is doing. Folks, we got a serious problem. And the problem is the people in charge of the Secret Service right now are not serious people. The people at the top are too busy trying to cover up their own role in the substandard security plan for President Trump. Nothing is going to change. We are in real trouble.
I think you might get a red flag event, like sort of like Kennedy.
I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm not trying to panic anyone. I'm trying to tell you this isn't over. You thought it was over after the first one? We had the second one. You thought it was over after the second one? Folks, there's more. He is being hunted right now.
Now, he's connected to the FBI and that now, the Secret Service and all that. He's connected. All right. Put your comments in. Dumbass, the day of the South Carolina driver got struck in Colorado mountains in soccer mom vehicle. That's what I wrote down for this one.
Couldn't let this wait until next week. Dumbass of the day. Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's what it is.
Couldn't resist this one. This is from KDVR local news station, Fox 31 in Denver. This individual thought that they could come from South Carolina. South Kakalaka, as I like to say. That's kind of the common Southern term. In a Kia Telluride.
Okay.
A Kia Telluride, and they thought they were going to conquer one of the most notorious.
Gregory, I did see it posted about a week ago. That's why that's where I got it from about a week ago. Maybe someone got it from way back. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt that it probably could still happen. Now that he made that video after he was shot twice already, though, so it had to be somewhere in between those times.
Notoriously difficult mountain passes in Colorado. See, we don't have hills here. We don't have hills. This is not like the Texas Hill Country, which is actually quite challenging if it rains. I have been there for that, and I know this to be true. The Texas Hill Country is very, very, very scary when it rains and you cannot see in front of you and you cannot stop. You have to keep going. Anyway, this is a different kind of difficult because you are climbing constantly in elevation. I'm at 5,280 feet. Black Bear Pass is up over 13,000, right at 13,000 feet at the Continental Divide. 13,000 feet above sea level, dude. And this fool thought they could come here with a vehicle with no mods, no modifications whatsoever, to the Colorado mountains. And you're gonna, what did you think you were gonna do? I'm gonna need you to get on YouTube. I was just on the Colorado show a few weeks ago, and we were talking about this very thing. Ash, I'm definitely tagging you in this because you will appreciate it. I got you. This fool has no lift kit, no nothing. You actually, yeah, a Kia Telluride is cute. It's a soccer mom car. It's cute. Kia lied to you, by the way. They lied, and you fell for it because they produce these commercials where they got somebody, rolling through a little muddy water and you get a little mud on your tires, or going up a little hill. I reiterate, this is not a hill country. These are whole ass mountains. You're climbing 7,000, 8,000 feet in elevation. This ain't no joke. There are extreme switchbacks. There are hairpin turns, and it's one way shelf road. There's no barrier on these roads.
Been there.
Go get on YouTube and look up Black Bear Pass. And you tell me if it was a smart idea for this fool to come here and do this. They closed the pass for over 24 hours. And see what that does is when some nutty nutball from somewhere with no elevation comes here and they think they're going to do all this great and wonderful stuff and put it on Insta, all you going to do is damn near kill yourself or absolutely kill
Gregory, did you get out of breath going way up there at the Black Bear Pass?
yourself because you completely miscalculated. Bro, I'm not going up Black
80
Bear
pounds,
Pass
huh?
without a Valium. Like, dead ass. I'm not kidding. I ain't laughing. That is some scary shit. Black Bear Pass is no joke. The road is like this thin, and you have to, once you go, you have to commit. You can't, there's nowhere to turn around if you get scared and change your mind. No such thing. You got to keep climbing. It's crazy. You need to be in this. There were signs everywhere. There are signs that say you can't just climb this mountain in like a Kia anything. There's nothing Kia makes that's going to get up Black Bear Pass. Let's just keep it 100. A Jeep, and I mean like, bro, a complete lift kit, like coils and coil springs, shocks, control arms, upper and lower, big ass 33s, 35s, 37 Mickey Thompsons or rough country tires. I mean, you need portals, modified rear axles, you like Dana 60s, maybe on the back, 40s on the front, or maybe 60s on the front and rear. You need some muscle to go up Black Bear Pass. You're not going up there in a car. It's not happening. And you're not going up there in a Kia. Don't do that, because you make it difficult for everybody else, because these crazies look for any reason, and I mean the officials and these politicians look for any reason to close passes so that nobody can see the beautiful scenery in the state of Colorado, the great Centennial State. So if you don't know what you're doing, get a tour. Buy a tour. There's tours. You ain't cool. Just please don't do that, because you can really, I don't know, unalive yourself. You don't want to fuck around and find out here. These are mountains, not hills. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Happy Friday.
Blue states spending all their money on illegal aliens, not getting climate funding.
More winning. Oh my gosh. I am enjoying this every
funding.
single day of life. Let me tell you.
They're desperate.
Oh shit. Russ Vote, our boy
okay.
Russ Vote.
Is that something you would drive
Russ
on,
Vote
Gregory?
on Steve Bannon's War Room for years. Since it was like War Room pandemic, like when it started. Russ Vote has been on, he is a foremost authority on the economy.
Yeah, my one time getting drunk, all the 16-year-olds at my brother's 18th birthday party thought we'd have a chug-a-lug contest. And then we went down to the lake. We lived about a mile from the lake at that time. Before that, I grew up right on the lake. And all the 16-year-olds. By the time I got to the parkway, which you had to cross to get to the lake, a couple hundred yards from it, and I was crawling on my stomach. I couldn't even crawl on my hands and knees. So I said, "Oh, that's enough for me. I'm not going to drink anymore." I was getting scared. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. There was a few cars still coming and that. And I was trying to get across the road. And I couldn't even function enough to get across the road. I laid on the beach. The sun came out. This is August 5th. Was it 60, 68 or 69? I don't know. Anyways, no, it would be 70, 71 or something like that. Anyways, yeah, crawling across Parkway, got the sunburn when I woke up finally. Got burnt like a crisp down there. couldn't even swim. I didn't dare go in the water. I thought, chug-a-lugging and you walk that mile, then it really hits you. I tell you, I had no experience with alcohol.
And financial responsibility and fiscal policy. And he is now the director of the Office of Management and Budget. And these Democrats just don't know what they did by shutting down the government to keep healthcare, $2 trillion for healthcare for illegal aliens. You just gave Russ Vought the green light to destroy your administrative state with a scalpel, not with a hatchet. I like the hatchet idea myself. So it's fine. Russ Vought, he's going in with a scalpel. Anyway, these blue states. Headline, let's just get into it. CNBC. Trump administration cancels nearly $8 billion in climate funding to blue states. Votes.
$8 billion's a start.
Oh my gosh. This Green New Deal bullshit, that was the nightmare, the green nightmare that was started by the fake bartender,
they're on to you,
congresswoman in the 14th district of New York, who has literally never had a job in her entire life. She went straight from college to Congress. It's really weird. No, zero life experience, but
now, Colin, in England, can they block you from getting like on Facebook or any platform? Is there some platforms they won't let you see or go to in England?
She introduces this Green New Deal bullshit, and now the Green New Deal is completely obliterated. I'll make more videos about this because I am enjoying what it's the EPA and Lee Zeldin and how the auto industry is changing overnight because of the Environmental Protection Agency and all of these California regulations that are going into the dustbin of hell in history. But let's stick to this right now. Russ Vought, getting it done.
Gregory, they have a lot of turns and hard on the brakes and hard to climb all the way up.
Man, he is removing over $8 billion in climate funding that these blue states were counting on. Shit. Now it doesn't make a difference if you get out there and send somebody to start wildfires. Bad. Oh, they already did that in Colorado. Yeah, Jared Polis is now begging for money, federal money, of course. Oh, there's fires. There's fires. Cows can't breathe. Yeah, I know I've called you Hitler and a dictator, and
it might be smart,
Trump derangement syndrome, but I'm gay and I need money because I gave it to the illegals, and So anyway, yeah, Colorado is one of the states. You're getting your Green New Nightmare money completely axed. These blue states include, he says, quote, more info to come from energy, referring to the U.S. Department of Energy. So those are where a lot of these cuts are coming from. Vought said the projects affected by the decision are in California, Colorado, yes, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts.
Damn well the Democrats will rob money from other programs in order to keep giving this money to the illegals. They're desperate to keep them here.
Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, yes, Oregon, New York, Vermont, and Washington. All blue
Thank heavens New York's in there.
Shitholes. This is glorious. Jesus, thank you, Lord. Every single day, Lord, I just wake up and thank you, Lord Jesus, for this. Because, we had 4 years of the dark winter that Joe Biden promised, and it worked. But now, God is the marvelous light. He sent his son, Jesus Christ, the Jesus of Nazareth, the light of the world, and he is shining brightly right now. Let me tell you. Thank you, Brother Russ Vought, for getting it done. Yeah, don't give Colorado not one dime. Not one. And I live here. So, happy Friday. My God, it's just amazing to be alive right now.
Let's get a lot of the leeches out of there. Pete Hegseth, I can't say his name, confirms another Venezuela drug boat got shot.
Headline. Breaking news just announced a little bit ago. Our wonderful Secretary of War, Peter Hegseth, the Secretary of War, I love that so much. Oh God, my husband would have loved this. I wish he was here for this. He just announced that
we're live on BitChute right now. If you want to say hi, Mark, to them all.
Another slave ship, aka drug boat, was destroyed off the coast of Venezuela. The ship was, or the boat was on.
For those watching on BitChute, Mark says hi.
Its way here to the United States to continue to try to poison our young people and poison our citizens and our wonderful military.
Mark, what if you have a VPN on your phone? Can it tell? Can it tell if it's you on there? That bounces it all around the world and then gets it to its destination.
Stopped that from happening. This is going to continue. The beatings will continue until morale improves and until they've
gone totally 1984 there in England, and it's almost as bad in Germany. I should show you. I already posted it about all the. I'll put it up again.
Venezuelans and these Mexican cartels and everybody else below the border gets it, and in China as well, because they have been providing the precursors for these foreign countries below our border, not theirs, because you get the death penalty in China for distributing drugs, by the way. Nah, not here. Anyway.
Pause this so I can show the other thing here. Let me show this picture. See, in the United Kingdom, countries with the highest number of arrests from online comments, and this is 2023, 2 years ago. Even back then, it was 12,183 in Great Britain. China only had 1,500. But they're probably already broken. The population's broken and afraid of their government, probably in China. But it's just about as bad. It's bad in Turkey too. Even Russia, 500 there. So it's probably climbing with the USA at some point here. So
yeah, the drug boat destroyed, and Secretary Hegseth confirms that. And of course, the crank far left, miserable Jezebel, whore, Sodom and Gomorrah media are going to go apoplectic.
Are they?
Because President Trump is breaking all of the toys that they have enjoyed for many decades. But now they are actually going to have to live in a country where we are not surrounded by their stupid short bus circus. So no, you're not going to continue to bring your drugs in here. And why do you think President Trump has continued to beat them to their socks with tariffs? He has told them very plain in English, if you don't know English, get a translator. You're not bringing your poison into America to poison our citizens anymore. You will continue to get tariffed until that gets under control. Get your cartels under control, or we'll do it for you and we'll destroy them, along with their poisons that are not going to continue to come into this country. So what does this mean? This, I saw one of the strangest things today that made me laugh, but it also made me very glad. I saw a black landscaper. Yeah, you heard me right. A black landscaper. Bro, that means the ICE raids are working and they're getting these foreigners up out of here. I mean, that means American citizens are doing the jobs that the Democrats said we would not do. I have a picture to prove it. I'll post it later. Yeah, a black landscaper. I don't even know if I've ever seen that. But Pete Hegseth standing 10 toes deep on business, destroying these Venezuelan drug ships that have continued to come over here poisoning Americans. It's not going to happen anymore. Y'all might as well get used to it. The cartels are not going to use us as their cash cow anymore. We've had enough. You've destroyed enough of our citizens. You have murdered enough of our citizens. You have destroyed the healthcare system with all of your Venezuelans that you sent over here that have completely bankrupted this country. That's why our government is shut down, because of these ridiculous politicians on the Democrat side who want to continue to fund your Venezuelan individuals there. Nicolas Maduro, isn't there a bounty still on his head or something? He's not even the real president of Venezuela. Between him and who's that, Volodymyr Zelensky, they literally just, after the people elected someone else to be the president, they just stayed in power. But they called Trump a dictator. They called Trump a dictator. But the individuals who literally refused to leave the office, literally, Maduro is not a legitimate president. Why do you think all that Trinidad shit started here in Aurora? It was in July of 2024, when Nicolas Maduro was kicked out. They elected someone else. And these Venezuelans started cutting the fool. And that's how we figured out that they were here in such vast numbers. The more you know. Thank you, Secretary Hegseth. Getting it done.
Yeah. All right. The next one's Judge Stay's final removal order of that main male Garcia there.
Why is Kilmar Abrego Garcia still here? I thought he was deported like months ago. All this back and forth with these crank far left communist.
That Canada bill, isn't it C11 or something like that, Mark? C11, and they're trying to close down even more.
Activist judges who are probably caught in very compromising positions. That's why they keep fighting Donald Trump on every single decision that he makes. If he breathes on a Thursday, he's getting sued. It's crazy town. This dude, I thought he had left. I thought they had deported his ass. They did deport him once down to El Salvador to CCOT for obvious reasons. The dude is literally a MS-13 gang member. Literally beat the shit out of his girlfriend. Literally trafficked.
Is there enough people, Mark, standing up in Canada to try to stop this? I know that he's not very popular. He took over for Trudeau in a way. They might have something similar to the Reform Party happening up there. And part of the provinces might split off. And if they do split off, they're going to lose a lot of their funding that way, because a lot of their money comes from Alberta and a few of the western provinces.
Children literally try to pick up little kids to pimp them out for sexual favors. Are you this is okay. Please tell me anybody who's voting Democrat, because this is who they support. Remember when that supposed Senator Chris Van Hollen, who should be kicked out of the Senate, he should be immediately removed for going to El Salvador, sitting down with this dude trying to kidnap that fat loser from El Salvador, Kilmar Abrego or Garcia, went down to El Salvador to try to go around President Nayib Bukele, who did not welcome Chris Van Hollen down there for that purpose. He went with a Codell to El Salvador to get an MS-13 gang member who literally tried to pimp out little kids. This is Chris Van Hollen. This is you. This is you. We're not going to let you forget that. You might as well just go somewhere and sit in the corner and be quiet, because your weird ass is going to be primaried. All these activist judges, these crank far left judges who have kept fighting against President Trump, you obviously have some shit you need to hide. because some of you have lifetime appointments and you don't want to lose all your perks. But, your world is going to come crashing down around you because you should have just stayed on the sidelines and been absolutely quiet. But, you put yourself out there on Front Street, you're on the radar. And there's things that get found out about you people. So you might want to just go sit this out. Anyway, Kilmore Abrego Garcia, MS-13 gang member. Finally, a judge, according to John Solomon and his Just the News Intrepid reporting, his article, indicates that this judge has denied an appeal against the final removal order. So he has a final removal order to the final removal order. So they have kept appealing.
Yeah, John, a lot of those new ones tend to be fake. Not always, but tend to be.
Appealing. By the way, that is your taxpayer dollars that are being spent to try to keep that loser in this country. So, according to Just the News, Kilmore Abrego Garcia's final order of removal stands as judge denies motion to reopen his case. He has a team of attorneys paid for by the American taxpayers who have been trying desperately to keep him here. Why y'all trying so hard to keep this dude here? What does he have on whoever? He must have something on somebody. I mean, is there, does he know something about Seth Rich? Because, there's some shady shit that went on with Seth Rich. We have not forgotten about that, by the way. Does he know some shit and y'all just don't want to reveal it? Is that what's going on here? Because that's really weird that you're spending all this time and thousands of dollars, maybe millions, to defend this creep, when you could just let him be deported like everybody else who's getting deported. He's a piece of shit loser. Oh, you want to talk about, I think there's some shit connected to Seth Rich concerning Kilmore Abrego Garcia. The time frames are
I agree, it is
weird.
horrible.
Anyway, that's just my tinfoil hat. I don't put anything past these individuals. So, MS-13, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that they do and how the Democrats are trying desperately to keep Kilmore Abrego Garcia in this country. Why? He beat the shit out of his wife. His girlfriend, trafficked kids.
Us, and
what do you,
keeps us from supporting others, too.
Why are you trying to defend him? This is from the U.S. Attorney's Office, dated 2 July 2025. MS-13 gang leader sentenced to 68 years in prison for 8 murders, multiple attempted murders, arson, narcotics trafficking, and firearms offenses. I don't know if you remember a story back some time ago about 2 teenage girls in Long Island that were murdered by an MS-13 gang member. This is the same one who got the 68 years. So, MS-13, this is CBS News. MS-13 leader sentenced to 68 years in in 8 murders. 8 murders on Long Island. And 2 teenage girls were, I think they were dismembered, and it was ritualistic, satanic rituals. They are devil worshippers, by the way. They worship death. They worship the devil. And you're defending this dude? You're defending Kilmore Abrego Garcia and trying to keep him here. There's some shady shit going on. I'm telling you.
Well,
I'm having Seth Rich vibes about it. Deport his ass. Get him out of here. Make the Democrats even more uncomfortable than they already are. They're freaking the fuck out. There's a reason. They're not saying. But, the truth will set you free.
Yep. All right. Gold Star families honored in Colorado.
Went to an event over the weekend honoring Gold Star families, and it was very sweet. It was very well done,
She's
very
Gold
well
Star.
put together. Local business that's nationwide. Actually, they've become nationwide franchise. I think it is. And they're doing really well, veteran owned, and they really just fed us, and we all cried together and remembered our soldiers. And I've got to meet some of the Gold Star families that I had not met before, so it was really, really sweet. Those events are really heavy, and usually they're really solemn, as one could imagine. And there's a wall of heroes, Gold Star wall, that they have in these establishments across America. And we got to stand up there and show who our soldier is and talk about them, and how they contributed to their ultimate sacrifice for this great nation. And somebody was missing, and that somebody, as we know, was Tina Peters. She was missing from this event, and she should have been there. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, and I don't care who doesn't like it, especially you, Kyle Clark, and 9 News. You know
how you get rid of the fake accounts? Ask them for money.
This little comment that you put up on the 3rd of October was cruel, insensitive, and it's ugly, just like you little 4'2" elf troll from hell. You are ugly, Kyle Clark. You're ugly. And I cannot wait for Nexstar to take over 9 News and get rid of you, because you're useless. Listen to this bullshit that this is what happens when you think you're like a local little celebrity, Kyle Clark. Nobody knows who you are outside of Denver. So he puts up happy prison anniversary to election denier Tina Peters, who is lashing out about still being in the clink. You nasty little son of a bitch in your freaking tight pants and them little ugly shoes you wear. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? What have you ever done, Kyle Clark? You live in a state with military bases all over the place. What's your contribution? Getting on TV lying about Trump supporters and those who demand freedom because our soldiers fought for it? I got this at that event for my soldier. And I spoke to the coordinator of this event, and if Tina would be fine with it, I really want to just know from her first. I want to put her...
John, it usually doesn't take too long. Usually within the first hour.
Her son, Remington Peters, on that Gold Star wall in the Wall of Heroes to be seen by people across the country so that he can be remembered. And, someday, very, very soon, Tina Peters is going to be out of prison. And Kyle Clark, you and your little suits are going to be put into the dustbin of history, because nobody knows who you really are except those of us who can't stand your weird ass. And you have never done anything for this country. Never. You've never done shit. You're a loser. You think you're cute on your little show. You're not. You're disgusting. You're despicable. And I'm letting you know that. I'm tagging you in this because you've blocked me, of course, because I speak the truth. But you nasty little creep. Ugh. I get weird vibes about you, Kyle Clark. Anyway, yeah, thank God for this company who even during the week of the 250th anniversary of the United States Navy. God bless them. And God bless our sister, Tina Peters, whose son gave his life for this country.
A lot of the fake accounts are from overseas, tend to be from South Africa, when they have these houses, coffee houses, like where they sit there and use their internet and they go on, partially so they don't get tracked.
In combat, while stupid people who put her there walk around free as though they're some service to this nation.
Get those
You're
same
nothing.
Things with,
None
like,
of you.
Good-looking men. They're trying to play the women.
You can run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God'll cut you down. Man in black. Anyway, yeah, this event was very, very nice. I'm glad I went. I wasn't going to, but I'm glad I went. Just wanted to recognize Tina Peters is still in prison while these losers are out.
You're vindictive on the left too.
I want to make sure Remington Peters gets put on that wall of heroes and the Gold Star wall. That's it. That's
amen.
That's the post. Happy Monday. Am I still seeing videos on TikTok and on the internet where black folks are simping for illegal aliens? What the hell is going on? Why are you simping for illegal aliens who cannot stand you? They don't like your black ass. Why are you defending them? This does not concern you. This is none of your business. They're getting picked up because they're here illegally. And one of the lies that the crankfart left has been spewing is that they're rounding up American citizens. No, they're not. No, they're not. If you happen to be in a party or in a place where it's a bunch of illegals, yeah, they gonna close the door and nobody gets out until everybody gets checked. But when they see your license and they see you're an American citizen, as long as you do not have warrants, you may go. This is none of your business. I saw this video of this female who is doxing ICE agents, or at least she's making it allowable somehow to dox ICE agents. Hold on, let me show you.
Check out this evil shit. This deranged bitch is out here with a friendly reminder that ICE agents have kids, and it's not hard to find their names and what schools they go to.
Baby, hi. You know ICE agents have children too. Most of them have children too, and it's not as hard as you think to figure out who they are, where they go to school, their names. It's not hard at all.
Psycho.
You dumb bitch.
Gotta be careful. Those
who is this hoe? First of all, I didn't check the screen name, but I think I will. And why wasn't her account nuked like mine was so many times? She is literally saying that it's fine to dox ICE agents and to go after their children. You dumb hoe. They don't give a fuck about you. These illegals don't care about you. And matter of fact, I have been talking about this for years, how they've been getting over on the system. You ain't getting all the benefits that they've been stealing from us. Why are you laying up in the bed at 11 o'clock in the morning making videos on a pillow, simping for people who do not like you? It's none of your business as an FBA to literally stand outside an ICE facility to stomp the yard and simp for illegal aliens. It's none of your business. See, this is the problem with BIPOC and all of this big multicultural bullshit that doesn't mean anything. We are not the same as Africans just because we are melanated. Skin folk ain't kin folk. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Are you serious? See, they try to make you do this Jedi mind trick and make you think it's brown people. It's brown people. Bitch, I have seen ICE rounding people up from Ukraine, from Germany, from China, from Indonesia. They're picking everybody up who is not here illegal, who is not here legally. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your race is. Stop making this about, oh, it's Mexicans. No, it's, oh my, bitch, it's everybody. American citizens have to follow laws.
I'd say no, thank you, Mark.
Why do illegal aliens who come here breaking our laws, breaking international law, breaking state law, breaking municipal law, breaking local laws, why do they get a pass and a bunch of benefits that they never earned or worked for? Are you shitting me? This big hoe is laying on her ass saying it's fine to dox ICE agents and go after their children. This is the bullshit that led to that Tyler Robinson and him, or, you know, whatever, and Charlie Kirk being murdered on live freaking broadcast. Is because people get these ideas in their head from stupid people like this dumb hoe. Why are you doing the damn unsacred monkey dance for illegal aliens who cannot stand you? You so stupid. Any black folks who simp for illegals, you're dumb AF. Do you know these people send their money home? I have seen pictures of beautiful beachside homes. These people buy 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom homes with 4-car garages. They live like royalty in their country. I've seen them. I've seen their homes. Brazil, by the beach. Oh my God, how pretty. Down in Jalisco, Mexico. Oh my God, that is a beautiful home with brand new marble floors. All the appliances are brand new, state-of-the-art, smart appliances. But you hear on welfare getting $13,000 a month in food stamps. I made a video about that on TikTok and it went mega viral. Everybody cut the clips of it, but then they nuked my account because it was too much truth. There was literally a receipt from a bodega in New York. This bitch getting $13,000 a month in food stamps. You simping, if you are black and you are simping for illegals, you might as well turn in your damn black card. Get your monkey ass somewhere, turn your back, and just go and mind your business, because nobody has stomped the yard for you. When's the last time you seen politicians like Chris Van Hollen or Leadbelly LaMonica MacGyver, who assaulted an ICE agent with her gut? And she wonders why she's in trouble for assaulting a federal officer. No, bitch, you being in Congress does not exempt you. You put your hands on ICE officers, you going to jail. Okay? You can't do that. Why was she simping for illegals? You are FBA. The picture, guys. What the hell is wrong with you? Guys. What the hell is wrong with this bitch laying in the bed, laying on a pillow, making videos, doxing ICE agents over illegals who have been getting benefits that black folks, FBAs, would never qualify for? Small business loans, didn't have to ever pay them back. All these PPP loans, never have to pay them back. Huh? Free housing, free education, free health care, free cars, free money. And you simping for illegals.
They're scam. They want to get your bank
Stay out of it. It's none of your business, FBAs. Stay on code.
They'll pay you back, yeah.
Stay out of their business. They can't.
Those scams, they say they're going to release your money if you just send them some money to get it released, right?
Here illegally. They knew this shit was coming to an end. It's none of your damn business. FBAs, stay on code. Stay out of business that does not belong to you. Leave these illegals alone.
Okay, next one's Zoria Mandati, the guy running for mayor in New York City. Promises free rent, free education, and $100 million for gender affirming care. In other words, ruining kids' lives.
And what is wrong with people? I am seeing too many conservatives. Oh my gosh. People on the left, the right, the middle, the center. Everybody seems, not everybody, but a lot of people seem to have just acquiesced to this Zohran Mamdani issue. Oh, he's won already, so New York just has to suffer. No, when New York suffers, everybody suffers, dude. That shit does not just stay in New York. It reverberates throughout the country. What happened when all those egregious mandates were put on New Yorkers during 2020 during the pandemic? They moved to Texas, they moved to Florida, they moved, oh yeah, some of them came here to Colorado, but they didn't stay in New York. So the problem doesn't stay in New York. It leaves and it goes everywhere else. Zoran Mamdani is a dumbass snake oil salesman. I am shocked that anybody falls for this shit. Now he's out there the other day. Oh, I'm offering free healthcare. I'm going to give $100 million for illegals for their defense fund and for free healthcare and free housing and free rent and free this and free that. He cannot deliver on any of this stuff. It is not real life. Stop believing this. He was put into the primary by white liberal progressives. You dumbass assholes who are protected in your beautiful city enclaves on the Upper West Side. You are the credential class. You don't suffer at the hands of the crime-ridden cities when you make the policies to put everybody else in danger because you have white guilt. You are putting this freaking jihadi in a position where his head is all big, thinking he's already freaking won. Why do you think he's going on all these shows and making all these appearances? Excuse you. Did he have his wedding here?
Soros and the Muslim Brotherhood and all them are sending him tons of money, actually, trying to get him in. Even CCP is sending him some money.
In the United States? Hell no. He had his wedding back in Uganda, where he's from. He's only been a naturalized citizen of this country less than 10 years. That means naturalization. If you're naturalized and you doing some shady shit against the United States, you can have that revoked. And we can ship your sorry ass right back to your shithole country from whence you came. Why are you believing this fool? He can't do any of these things that he promises.
Well, if he gets rid of the police department, he can.
I got one for you. Did a loser Democrat pack Madison Square Garden leading up to the 2024 election? Nope. Who did that?
Way up there.
Oh, yeah. That was President Trump. Remember that? He packed Madison Square Garden. He also packed one of the biggest parks in New York, where people say, don't come to New York. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. Yet hundreds of thousands of people showed up to see the president. We have the advantage, New York. We have the advantage. Stop living in the shadows and live out loud. Let your voice be heard. Do not just resolve to Zoran Mamdani. That's not the best you can do.
Don't tell me just the same person.
He's a freaking snake oil salesman. He can't deliver on anything except Sharia law. And if you think that's not what he's trying to do, he wants to take siege of the biggest financial capital on the planet. There are already billionaires, very wealthy New Yorkers who are contacting Ryan Serhant, who is a real estate mogul in New York. He's got his own business now. He said like 3 months ago that he's getting calls from New Yorkers who are already trying to buy property in Florida. They're trying to get the hell up out of here since Zoran Mamdani started up all this communism and socialism bullshit, because all it means is higher taxes for the wealthy. That shit never works, dude. I cannot even believe that people are falling for this shit. You're just resolved to just, oh, well, this is just how it is. It's not going to be any different. Why? No, you better fight, like the president said.
Yeah, ask them for pictures.
We don't need another freaking ungrateful ass fucking jihadi in this country running our shit, bro. I'm gonna need y'all to get up, stand up, do something.
I have this thing, if I don't even look at him, I just say accept too often. I do that too much without even looking at the profile or anything. I don't check it out.
As goes New York, goes the whole country. This dude cannot deliver on anything. He comes in there with the smiling and the smiling and the dimples and the smiling and the smiling. Oh my gosh, here's some roses in his new commercial. Here's some roses. Will you go out with me, New York? Will you let me take you out and be good to you? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do you think Ted Bundy came up to women all disheveled and smelly and piss all over himself? No. He came to women charming them. Oh, do you need me to help you? I see your tire is flat. Let me help you. You can come and get in my car.
They won't send you the
Let
right
me
picture
help
anyway,
you.
So.
You're walking home from school by yourself.
Try to get him
a
on
girl like you shouldn't be walking by yourself. I'll walk you
home. It's a
home.
dude, probably.
He is the devil in a suit. Bro, don't open the door. I don't even know how to say that any more plainly. He is a snake oil salesman. He cannot deliver on anything he promises. The money is not there. New York City is broke from taking care of illegals for the last 4 years. The money is not there. And the president, Donald Trump, is not giving him a bunch of federal money to take care of illegals. Zohran Mamdani is a loser. He's never had a job. He comes from a wealthy family. He doesn't know your plight, and he's lying to you and playing your ass. Don't vote for him. Put somebody else in that candidacy if you need to. I don't know. Your choices are Curtis Silva, Cuomo. I don't know. Get over it, but get behind somebody that's not the jihadi that's going to make Sharia law mandatory in New York City.
Amen. All right. Democrats gaslighting citizens again and threatening to trend in Chicago. Here. I don't know what I said there.
I see the gaslighting has continued. This time it's coming from Chicago and Brandon Johnson and the Boo Crew over in that area of the country. They are continually trying to gaslight the American public about the Trinidad prison mercenary gang and their actual threat to this country. They are still trying to get people to believe that it's actually not happening. They did that shit here in Denver. They did it for the longest. Remember, we never heard of Trinidad until Aurora, Colorado. Remember that?
John.
Like 3 years ago? Has that been like 3 years when we first heard about Trinidad? And the timing was right around the election in Venezuela where Nicolas Maduro reinstalled himself as president. The people of Venezuela did not want him, but he didn't want to leave. That is a dictator. Oh, but they try to say Trump is a dictator. I will continue to bring this up so that people do not forget. Nicolas Maduro refused to leave office, and that's when the trouble started here in Colorado. That's when we started to see the infamous video where the gang members were brandishing weapons going up the stairs in Aurora, Colorado, at one of the apartment complexes that they commandeered and never paid any rent, never put in any applications, never contacted the property owners or the property managers, never did a credit check, never put down a deposit. They just kicked the doors in and started living there. We had never had no shit like that in this country. Just saying, until Venezuelans
and they tried to pass a bill to allow it to happen more.
Now they branched out because Colorado, for some reason, is like the test kitchen, as Ash says, for fraud and election fraud. You know, that it really just started here with the Dominion voting systems and all of this craziness. And then Trinidad, because they test the systems where they know the law enforcement is softer. And they knew that here, this is considered a sanctuary state. Sanctuary city is in Denver, that they could get away with pretty much anything and that they would be protected. They were absolutely correct. They meaning the illegals, meaning the criminal networks, the transnational gang circuit that has been running rampant in this country. ICE is detaining them and getting them the hell up out of this country. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But of course, if you're Brandon Johnson and you have an approval rating as mayor of less than 6%, the lowest of any mayor in the history of any city in this country, he is still trying to gaslight people, even though we have an example right here in Aurora, Colorado, where we're like, yeah, that we did that shit already. Y'all late to the party. They did take over the apartment complexes in South Shore. I am from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago. Southside represent. Okay. So yeah, this happened here. It started here because Jared Polis, that fat slob, wasn't going to do anything about it. Remember, he told the world, he told the Coloradans, oh, it's all in your mind. It's all your imagination. Trinidad really doesn't exist. It's not real. Mike Johnston, the skinny pants mayor from bourgeois ass Vail, Colorado, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, came to be the Denver mayor and is doing an absolutely abysmal job. He said, it's not real. It's just a right-wing conspiracy. Even though we could see the videos of the mercenary prison gangs from Venezuela in the vestibule brandishing weapons, dude, they're gaslighting you. Yes, they are in Chicago. Yes, ICE does need to be there. Yes, the National Guard needs to be there to get rid of this freaking curse known as the illegal invasion and the Trojan horse that Joe Biden and that Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris, led in this country that we are still dealing with to right today. And thank you for exposing these things, Chicago Flips Red, Danielle Carter, and that group there, because they put Brandon Johnson's black ass on blast. Anybody who is black and you vote for Brandon Johnson, you are dumb. He has spent the last 4 years bending the knee and getting on his knees and worshiping illegal aliens. He has given them everything. He has given them everything and more. And you're going to vote for him because he black? Skin folk ain't kinfolk. Brandon Johnson does not give a shit about black folks in the city of Chicago. I don't know how much worse it has to get before people understand. He is playing you. He's playing you, and he's using, well, I'm black and my wife is black. I'm going to go home to my black wife and my black children. Negro, please, don't nobody want to hear that shit no more. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares about your blackity. Nobody cares. You are a loser, Brandon Johnson, and everybody knows it. That's why you don't have an approval rating pretty much at all, because you don't do shit. You steal money and you cater to illegals. That's why you had that panic attack a year ago, because you're owned by everybody. China, Soros, foreigners, the gang members, fucking cartels. Everybody owns Brandon Johnson's black ass. Well, Danielle, why don't one of y'all run for mayor of Chicago? Get Brandon Johnson's weird ass on up out of there. He's worthless. Anyway, don't let him gaslight you. The same thing that happened here in Aurora is happening in Chicago and in other parts of the country. Tren de Aragua is a real thing. They are taking over. They've done it in other parts of the country. Do not be gaslit by these loser-ass Democrats.
Amen on that. Let me hop on the next one. Latrifa James there, indicted on mortgage fraud.
My God, the news just keeps getting more and more amazing today. What do we have? We have Letitia James, Big Tish, aka Respucia. No, bullet. Yeah, that one. She has officially been indicted. Lindsay Halperin, I think, is the special prosecutor. Is that her title? Working in conjunction with the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, in that office. And Lindsay already brought these charges, the indictments against James Comey. That was earlier this week. We didn't get to see the perp walk, which is disappointing, but whatever. Maybe we will with that big hoe. Letitia James. Yeah, here we go. She is indicted on mortgage fraud charges, as she should be. And please do not bother me with this bullshit about it's because you black. It's not because you black, you big hoe. It's because you are a criminal and because you defrauded the government on your mortgage application. Let me just give you a little bit of background because everybody doesn't know what's going on. Big Tish James is the one who brought all these charges against President Trump. And interestingly enough, one of those charges involved what? Mortgage fraud. So she tried to say that he overvalued his home, Mar-a-Lago, at $18 million. Bro, one of his chandeliers is worth $18 million. Are you on meth? So she brought these charges against him, even though the banks, including Deutsche Bank, who came to testify, representatives from Deutsche Bank, when President Trump was being drugged through the mud, sitting in them cold-ass courtrooms with Big Tish James with her big ass sitting there in front, smiling. Who's crying now? Anyway, so the banks were paid back on time, actually ahead of schedule, with interest. Nobody was harmed in those transactions, but Tish James tried to make it seem as though he defrauded the banks by making the deal and overvaluing Mar-a-Lago to try to get some sort of okie doke in the business deals. And interestingly enough, there she is claiming that her primary residence is in Virginia so that she could get a lower interest rate. You big bitch, you make $220,000 a year as the Attorney General of New York. You bring in $4 million total every year. What is you trying to get the bargain basement Family Dollar price for a mortgage rate when you can clearly pay that with no problem? That's just money we know about. We ain't talking about all the other backdoor money. We're just talking about what is on paper. What is your net worth according to Open Secrets?
Maybe it goes to daddy.
You, Letitia James, you big Bremolo.
They're all connected.
Nasty, fat, nasty, you big Bremolo. Anyway. I'm going to make fun of her, and I don't give a shit. She can go to hell, along with the rest of them who didn't care what they were doing to January 6th political prisoners for 4 years by throwing them in prison cells with absolutely no due process. They just threw them in there and said, well, we'll get to you,
I get those
a year or so.
Too.
No charges,
okay,
no arraignment, no nothing. Just get in the jail. So, back to Tish James. You cannot do that on your mortgage application. So what she tried to say early on is, oh, well, it was just an oversight. It was just a clerical error. It's a clerical error. And then when the documents were released for public viewing, because they were already public information, she tried to say, oh shit, I guess I gotta say something. So she tried to say it was the clerk, it was the person, the mortgage broker, it was the title company. They made the mistake. So she tried to, throw the blame on somebody else, because God forbid she take any of it. So now it's like, no, you are the attorney general. How dare you stand there and commit these crimes and drag Donald Trump through the mud for years to try to get him, because you campaigned on get Trump, get Trump, get Trump, get Trump. And you still didn't get him. He's the president of the United States, you sanctimonious big hoe. What did you think was going to happen? I am so glad this is happening, because vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. This is amazing. You should be indicted. You can't, okay, let that had been some regular American citizen who's not the attorney general of a state. Just some regular citizen, like, or an IRS audit, failing an IRS audit. People are up at night worrying about the IRS if they get letters in the mail. People are worried if they get a letter from a title company saying that there is some inaccurate information that you submitted and we need you to come in, or we're going to have to call the authorities. Are you serious? But because it's her, she gets excused. No, you do not. This is the same bullshit with Lisa Cook, the head of the freaking, on the governor's board of the Federal Reserve. I don't care if you're black. You don't get to just get away with shit because you're black. What is wrong with people? Everything should be questioned with these people. And then when you question because you see that they have literally committed crimes, oh, well, you're persecuting me because I'm black. No. It's because regular American citizens would never get away with what you are demanding that you get away with.
They do have that
Letitia
reverse
James,
lookup on numbers.
a.k.a. Respucia, a.k.a. Orange is the New Black, you big bitch. You're going to jail. Jayle, jail.
You think she'll go to jail? Any of them will?
Thank you.
Any of them?
Thank you.
They got to face some kind of penalty.
Tolerating my rants, because I'm having so much fun. Even though things are going on in the background in life. Whatever, that's what happens. But Letitia James, you shouldn't have done what you did. And now you're going to have to pay the price, like everybody else.
Okay, the left is whining because they are not getting $350 million for health care for illegal aliens. I think she's
Colorado, once again, making the news for all the wrong reasons. What do we got this time? We got the Denver Post, the communist raghag who works directly with this cosplay individual who thinks he's the governor to bring you communist propaganda every day of the week. Do not bother with the Denver Post. They are propagandists. Anyway, they are whining because the president has withheld $350 million in money to, they say, students at Colorado colleges and universities that are, of course, they got to throw this in there, that are mostly like black and brown, and they fall under some protected group. Oh, they're diverse is the word that they use. I hate that word now. They stole it, they hijacked it, and they ruined it. I don't like the word diverse. I don't even like the word, the phrase diversify your portfolio, because it makes me think of DEI. The individuals who are working together, the usual, the Phil Weisers, the Jared Polises, the Jenna Griswolds, they are working together to destroy this beautiful state. Look at this. Look at my view here. Look. See those beautiful mountains? You see that? This is what we wake up to every morning. And if these assholes had their way, they would just destroy all the mountains. They would tear them down just so we couldn't look at them. And they would leave enough mountains up just for themselves in Aspen or Vail or somewhere, or Telluride, so that only they can look at the mountains. And then we would be charged a premium price to maybe look at them maybe once a year. But they would love nothing more than to take all of this natural beauty away from us. We're not going to let them. Anyway, the Denver Post and the whiners in Colorado are having a meltdown because the president is not giving you $350 million of federal money. Excuse you, Jared Polis, you were told. Okay, first of all, let's start here. Let me back my bus up. Remember, you're the one who's always disparaging the president for 10 years now. Remember, you're always the one talking shit about him because you think you somehow have presidential aspirations. Bro, you're a slob. No.
Dan, I think I took her for friend request and said yes, and then I got a message shortly afterwards. That's what I was wondering.
Nobody's going to vote for you. And nobody really knows who you are outside of Colorado except for the dumb shit you do. So you're never going to be president. There's a certain look, and you don't have it. Just saying. Figure out something else to do with your pathetic existence. He's not giving you the money because you have been told, along with the other blue state governors, along with other governors across this country, stop giving money to illegal aliens. You want that money for illegal alien health care. That's it. That's all. You want to keep giving them freebies because they are your voting base. They are the only ones who tolerate you. And that Mimi with Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, it's actually a lot of truth. When they learn to speak English and figure out what you really are, they're not going to vote for you either. What are you going to replace all of these individuals with? President Trump is hauling them up out of here. You're not going to get the money. Don't bother setting any more fires. That's not going to work either. All this, we're hip to the game with you and Gavin Newsom. We know what you people, we know what you're about. We know what he's building, already signed the paperwork for the contractors and the developers to start building low-income housing in the Pacific Palisades on the beach. These people who have beautiful homes on the beach are just asked out. They just don't get to have their homes anymore because of diversity. So back to Colorado. Here we go. Yeah, you're not getting the money. But, you're going to throw shade on the president and make it seem like, oh, my God, he's just fighting against his political enemies. No. You are standing in the way and pissing on the wheels of progress. And I hate the word progress, too, because the crank far left and the communists hijacked that. But we'll save that for another day. You and your brood of evil Democrat vipers, you're standing in the way. We are making America America again. You're in the way because you...
What's everyone think in chat there about having her come on as a guest again?
Want to keep all these foreigners here for the cheap labor, for voting for you, for your redistricting, because that's what you people do to try to stay in power, because you're talentless. You're all talentless. You have low IQs. You could not get a job, even if they were giving away jobs at the unemployment office, because you don't have brains. So you stay in government and you're losing your power. You're losing your base. Your base are the foreigners. It's so bad that you allowed a prison mercenary gang from Venezuela to take over entire apartment complexes, plural, by the way, in Aurora, Colorado, because you just could not bear to lose them. Well, guess what? Now, the man you thought that was not going to be in office again is in office. And by the way, he's the chief executive officer, bitch. You're not, and you never will be. None of you people are ever going to be what you think.
You see him on video.
So amazing. Yeah, you're not getting the money. You're not getting the $350 million. You're probably going to come for our Tabor refunds once again, because that's what you people do. You spent all the money. You're over $1.5 billion, $2 billion in debt because you spent it all over the last 5 years on illegal foreign nationals. And now you're broke. Oh, but you're certainly going to go through with that new Denver Broncos stadium. You say it's all private donations. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that at all. So anyway, yeah, $350 million, and the Denver Post is whining because they're not getting the money from the president for diverse students. No, you mean illegal alien students that you've been giving free college to.
And plants into
I know the
United
game.
States. Commie plants into the United States. Next one's about her talking about Trump's brokering a peace deal in the Middle East.
Peace in the Middle East. Who would have thought that would ever be a thing? Lest we have President Donald John Quavius Trump pulling it all together. The man rarely sleeps. He works 18 hours a day, does the press avails, flies across the planet to broker peace deals. He wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. You should read it. It's fabulous. A look from the lens of success.
I don't know, Dan.
Let me tell you something. If you have not made 8 worldwide peace deals in 8 months, go somewhere, sit the fuck down, and shut your bitch mouth. Shut up. You ain't shit.
Oh, John,
all
I just
of you
leave there. They don't
detractors, all of you freaking morons
on the list
who are disparaging President Trump, go sit your monkey ass down somewhere and shut up. You Democrats are causing this shutdown right now. You people want trillions of dollars for illegal alien health care and to keep them here because you know this mid-range census is coming up and you're losing your voter base. President Trump is hauling them up out of here. You're losing everything that you people worked not so hard for, because you don't really work. We know what you do. Back to the peace deals. Nobody else could have done that. Even they had some guy on, they have their panels and they have their guest speakers on MSDNC. This gentleman literally said, nobody else could have done this. And I'm sure much to their dismay on MSDNC, because they don't want to hear that. You know, these are individuals who are in the business of keeping wars. Not once in the entire 4 years of the Biden and Houdini Harris administration, not once was peace ever even considered. It was never discussed. Ukraine, Russia, never discussed. The peace deal that the president brokered in the Congo and Uganda, that's 30 years long of fighting and bloodshed and hacking people up with machetes. It's over. They're at peace, and they're going to try to figure out how to start making some money. See, when the bureaucrats and the European Union and the globalists, when they want war, they make all the money. But see, when there's peace that leads to prosperity for the citizens of these countries, you don't have to focus on war anymore. You can stop and say, wait a minute, man, it would be nice if I could open a small business, because you're not worried about.
Amy, this is my friend Karen Kennedy. She's from Colorado. She makes a lot of these videos up, and I'll save them up for like about 10 days at a time and then play them on a show.
Having your head blown off or your legs chopped off with a machete. See, they don't want that, because they want to be the ones to keep making all the money. Do you remember not too long ago that the African country of Burkina Faso
Karen Kennedy.
Touré is his name. Ibrahim Touré kicked out France out of their country because France was taking all the money and giving these poor little black kids, these little Africans who were working in these mines. They weren't getting anything, but they were mining all the diamonds and the vast amounts of gold, oil. Africa is a very, very rich country. Why do you think it's been raped for more than a century? Yeah. See, France was making all the money. War pays, but it only pays to the 1%ers, the globalist factions, the ones who want to keep the war going. Peace was not even discussed between Israel and all the Middle Eastern countries. President Trump brokered those deals, and his illustrious team, his ambassadors, Senator Marco Rubio, dang on it, Secretary Marco Rubio, Vice President J.D. Vance. Guys, we have the dream team right now. You talk about the dream team, we have the dream team. And peace has been at least considered, and President Trump has brokered these deals, and now the people of these nations that are, we can stop pouring money into 3,500-year.
Does everyone want her to come back as a guest, Karen Kennedy? I can ask her again.
Old grievances that have nothing to do with us. Our country is celebrating 250 years next 4th of July 1776, 2026. It's time. There's not any more of this Clinton bullshit where they go in because Muammar Gaddafi was not going to be trading in petrodollars anymore. He was going to start backing his country's finances with gold to make the people in Libya who live there start to make money. Hillary Clinton couldn't have that. What happened to Muammar Gaddafi? Oh, he's a dictator. He dead. See, the globalists make money off of wars. The politicians make money off of wars. The people suffer. People like my husband give their lives in service of this great nation of ours. And it is great. Look at this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're done with war. We just want to be at peace. We want to make some damn money, man.
So they try to do, or get
See, the globalists don't like that. The politicians don't like that. They want to be the ones making all the money. Why do you think they're mad at President Trump for this shutdown? What do you think all that money is that they came in to try to slide under the table with all the pork and the crap that they put in the bill? We had a clean CR. They don't want that. They want
I wonder what they're going to do now, Amy.
How to put goggles on squirrels and watch them on the treadmill and see how high their heart rate gets in Mogadishu. You know, dumb shit. They even labeled it completely stupid to just mock us.
Dan, I just
We're done with war, dude. President Trump just absolutely
ignore him long enough to go
dude
away.
I don't even know how he has a chance to breathe. God bless my beautiful first lady, who is just so kind and sweet, and you know, her husband is just, he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, man, because everybody looks to President Trump for answers. It's crazy. Y'all remember to keep saying your prayers for him.
Definitely better,
because he is a he is a dearest son of the God Most High, who is just definitely looking out for him and protecting him. Okay? Always look up. Your redemption draweth nigh. Jesus Christ of Nazareth is King. Blessed be his holy name. Peace in the Middle East.
Yep. Let me grab the next one. Sorry. All right, tariffs, about the tariffs, using tariffs.
Another public service announcement for your viewing enjoyment. And to make the Democrats whine, bitch, moan, and complain even more than they already do. Goodness gracious. Yeah, remember how they told us that the tariffs were going to be the undoing of the world? Economists across the financial spectrum said Trump's tariffs were going to...
They have higher tariffs on us than we've had on them. He's just mansioning them for the most part.
Absolutely destroy the economy. The prices were going to go up 10,000%. You're not going to be able to buy simple products. You're not going to be able to buy cars. Not that you're able to buy it anyway. Everything's been going up over the last 4 years. We know that for a fact. Under Joe Biden, the inflation rate went through the roof. But guess what? President Trump brings up this wonderful idea of tariffs. And instead of the
I think he's got a better team around him, Trump does, than he did the first time around.
Income tax, which is taking money from American citizens to pay these exorbitant expenses for the country, let's just use the tariffs to pay for things like, I don't know, the WIC program. Yes, indeed. Because of the government shutdown, the Democrats have tried to use talking points like, oh my gosh, all of the social programs are just going to be bankrupt and you need us. We're the Democrats, we're the party of working, and we're the party of the poor people. Bullshit. You're the party of illegal aliens. That's it. That's all you care about. You've stomped the yard for illegals for 4 years. President Trump is taking care of you, American citizen. Yes, President Trump has literally used the tariffs that have been coming in from foreign countries who've been taking advantage of us for decades. He is using that money to pay for the WIC program. Literally, he is using the tariff money, which is the external revenue. See how this is going? You see where this is going? Democrats hate this. They literally hate this because they already don't have anything to run on. Everybody hates them because they're freaking psychotic. But now, President Trump is like, for my next trick, don't worry. I got you covered there, ladies. Them little crying ass baby kids ain't gonna be crying because their stomachs are empty. Oh no, you gonna have your milk and your cheese and your juice and your little fruit through the WIC program because my president, your president, the one I voted for, Donald John Quavius Trump, has used the tariffs from foreign countries to pay for your baby's milk. Yes, you are welcome. You are welcome. So, y'all know who to vote for, because I'm all on that Trump 2028 thing, because why let him go? He's doing amazing work. My God, peace still in the Middle East. 8 people.
I guess the cartels are having a fit about not being able to get drugs in here to the United States so well.
Peace deals in 8 months.
Taking a lot of the good stuff.
Yeah, don't worry. Your baby kids are not going to lose their WIC because President Trump is using the tariffs to pay for the program. Who cares about a government shutdown?
I'd shut a lot of those things off.
I was a federal employee. It doesn't matter. They ain't doing work anyway.
Honey pots of money that they're getting from it. All right, Dominion machines. Now, I believe Saturday or either Saturday or Sunday, Hawa's coming on. We're going to be talking about this Dominion stuff. It's been bought out by a conservative person. They're already finding a lot of the stuff that was used in the software for cheating and stuff like that, the way they could program it and all that kind of stuff that's going on. I guess when he buys out the Dominion machines, they're going to be backed by written ballots as well with a new system they're going to do. Anyways, so we're going to have closer to real elections here in the United States.
Am I reading this correctly? This article from The Hill that was quietly published late yesterday, 9 October, headline, Dominion voting systems sold and renamed Liberty Vote. Why isn't this one of the top stories in the country right now? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because, number one, the Democrats don't want you to know about it because they want to keep the machines going because, you know, it's not a glitch, it's a feature. And number two, this destroys all the narratives. So I'm going to read a little bit of this
Amy, tell him good job.
as published by The Hill. The Hill. Yeah, the crank far leftist rag hag known as The Hill. That's just one of them. Dominion Voting Systems, the voting technology company that was the center of controversy and false stolen election claims. Bear with me. It's The Hill.
I agree.
After President Trump's 2020, they call it lost.
The other thing, Amy, is sometimes they'll get food stamps under more than one name. You know, the one person will use more than one name to get it several times over. Then they're out on some of the streets and reselling the stuff.
I call it theft. Has been sold and will be renamed as Liberty Vote. Its new ownership announced on Thursday. Dominion was sold to Scott Laniker, a former Republican director of elections for the city of St. Louis, Missouri. Red state, by the way, who went on to found Knowink, the largest provider of electronic poll books across the United States, and has testified before Congress about voting
Never
systems.
heard of that one.
He is the sole private owner of the newly created Liberty Vote. He privately financed it in a deal finalized in late
it would
September.
give you nightmares.
Ooh, I know these Colorado communists were not
eyes are the
planning
same
on
as,
this.
with
They did
Teresa
not
James,
see
though.
this coming. Ooh, Jenna Griswold, that big bitch. I know she drunk as hell. She don't know what to do. I haven't seen their social media because she's probably over on Blue Sky most of the time now. She doesn't even bother with X because there's too much truth over here. But she is, I'm sure, in a rabid panic. There's, their voters, their constituents, as they call in Colorado, their new Americans, are being deported in droves. Some are self-deporting. What are you people going to do now? Your ideology is completely unpopular. American citizens hate you, and you have no winning message or method to help American citizens to improve our lives, because you spent the better part of 10 years telling us that only illegal aliens are entitled to a better life. Interesting. This Mr. Scott Laniker, God bless you, sir, and thank you so much. This should be plastered across the news networks. This is huge. This is huge. This means that it's just another major step toward same-day voting, one-day voting. One day counted, not like in Colorado, we're still counting 6-7 months after the election is over. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but it was at least a month that they were still counting.
Yeah, give her the
or taking in more ballots, because they got to get to the right number, and then they'll call it. But Dominion Voting Systems, yeah, it's not a glitch, it's a feature.
Yeah, it's supposed to be temporary, not
That's
a
what
lifestyle.
I always say. Has been the is it Serbian, Venezuelan voting system that
You'd think after 2 or 3 generations, someone in the family would get a job.
came to our shores years ago, and Democrats have been, quote, winning elections ever since. They are in a panic, they meaning the Democrats, because they really are, it's going to be hard for them to steal elections at this juncture. This is crazy town. This is one of the reasons Tina Peters was thrown behind prison walls for 9 years, is to keep the dirty, nasty little secrets that Jenna Griswold has been hiding about herself and what she has been embroiled in. They just wanted Tina to die behind prison walls. That's not going to happen.
Hey, Mark.
I tell you what, this is
before.
amazing news, and it should be plastered everywhere. Did you hear what I just said? Dominion Voting Systems has been sold to a conservative who has
all her platforms. She has close to 500,000 followers.
Testified before Congress about fraudulent voting systems in these machines. This is amazing. I can't believe this is not mainstream news.
We'll see if I can get her
Oh,
in the
but
next
you know,
couple
the
weeks.
president is saving, you know, restoring peace in the middle.
The other thing they stopped teaching, Amy, is something I took, was shop. I took shop, and then I went on to take 3 years at a trade school through high school, carpentry.
Middle East, you know, just bringing down gas prices, bringing down drug prices, and these Democrats are still screeching about dumb shit. Anyway, Dominion voting systems gone away. They made quiet deals in the background, and the Colorado communists didn't know about it at all, and there's nothing they can do about it. Oh, this makes me happy.
They'll try
Happy Friday,
whatever
you
way to
guys.
cheat.
Yeah.
They won't have their illegals to vote either. That's ridiculous. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton reportedly next to be indicted.
Woo, these hits keep
Has he
coming.
been indicted
God,
already? I can't
it's a
remember.
Friday afternoon and President Trump is just getting started. What am I talking about? John Bolton, former National Security Advisor under President Trump in his first term. Yeah, John Bolton, the, what do they call him, the walrus because of his mustache. He, there's been a leak, of course, MSDNC, NBC leaked out.
Yeah, Amy, they also had at my time something called Remoco, where you spent half the day at a trade school. And I took carpentry. I wanted to be a shop teacher myself, but I dislocated my shoulder and didn't get my wrestling scholarship, which I was totally in line for.
That there's an indictment that's coming as early as next week on John Bolton for handling and taking home classified documentation during his after he was gone, or taking it with him before he left and storing these documents in his home. And that's just to begin, because they're going to roll him up in several other very nefarious criminal activities. See, now I'm looking at MSDNC. They're in a panic and they don't know what to do. They don't know who's next. And see, what starts happening in these kinds of situations is they start like looking at each other, trying to figure out, what did you tell them? What did you tell them? Did you tell them about me? So anyway, criminal charges against Bolton expected as early as next week. The acting U.S. attorney in Maryland is moving forward quickly to seek criminal charges against President Donald Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, according to two people familiar with the case. A complaint or an indictment could come as early as next week, said the sources who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive matters without authorization. A grand jury in Maryland has been hearing evidence for several weeks related to claims that Bolton improperly kept classified national security information in his Maryland home. And yes, he did.
Okay,
but
Amy.
the pace of the case has recently sped up. This was talked about months ago, but it's at the stage where he is definitely going to be rolled up in an indictment. These individuals committed actual crimes. This was not like the bullshit indictments against President Trump for things that were made up and fabricated by Fannie Willis, by Alvin Bragg, by Big Letitia, that Bremolo, Respucia, and a host of other characters caught up in the Russiagate conspiracy. These are all crimes. They spied on a sitting president. They spied on Trump when he was a regular citizen. They fabricated the Russiagate story from start to finish. We know all the details now. This is public information. Hillary Clinton paid to start this report that Christopher Steele disseminated to the media in leaks. This is all public information now. I saw Hillary Clinton on. Now she's sitting there looking like a damn hostage. I want to commend President Trump for his work with the Middle East peace deals. I'm like,
they
yeah,
wanted wars.
yeah, you nasty old hag.
She is too.
You know that shit's getting close, and there's nobody to protect any of you anymore. There's no protection. All of your protections are gone. James Comey, he got rolled up. Bolton, he got rolled up. Tisha James, I'm telling you, the hits will keep coming. Next week, there's going to be more. What's her name? Lindsay Halligan. She is doing an amazing job, unapologetically, doggedly. There has got to be accountability for this. There cannot continue to be rules for me and not for thee. We cannot continue to have a three-tier justice system where the those who are in the 1% continue to get away with all these crimes, while a regular citizen who is just, I didn't have car insurance. Well, we're going to make your life a living hell, and you're going to have to pay all this money out. That's happened to me before. I'm just, full disclosure. That shit is not fun. I'm telling you, this will get worse for them. There has got to be scalps. The American citizens, those of us who have been drugged through the mud, the January 6th political prisoners for the last 10 years, we've been called Nazis, we've been called white supremacists, we've been called racists and all kind of other names, and they have been getting away with crimes, stealing our money, doing what we could never get away with, and they have just walked away with no consequences. But see, now the crank far left media wants to try to make you believe that this is the first time this has ever happened. There has never been a time when political enemies were targeted for prosecution. Bitch, we just went through that for 4 years under Joe Biden in the dark winter. Those days were scary for everybody because they weaponized all the three-letter agencies against us. They did this first. They did this. Dude, there are January 6th political prisoners who they couldn't take it and they left this earth.
They committed suicide.
Y'all gotta pay for this shit, bro. Y'all gotta pay for what you did. Fuck that. I don't care how many MSDNC, CNN, The View, I don't care how many of you try to get on there and say that, this is Donald Trump's enemies list and hit list. You know what? The word of the Lord says, vengeance is mine. This is God's vengeance against all of these individuals who have been weaponizing the power they had against God's children. Y'all going down.
I sure hope so. John
Bolton.
What's the chat think? Do you think they're going to go down? I think they'll get something. They're going to get something, but I don't know how bad it'll be. That's my thinking. All right, historic peace deals.
Well, in this special, happy Friday, everybody. I am just astounded at the hubris and the level of sanctimonious assholery that is taking place in this world right now. What do I mean? Golly. President Trump and his team brokered the most historic peace deal in the history of mankind. Started working on this back in his first term with the Abraham Accords, and it has culminated into this wonderful peace deal within the entire Middle East.
And I used to work at a restaurant called Lum's.
So what do we have?
I was in high school, like junior and senior.
Europe taking a victory lap? Okay, I'll tell you what I mean. actually, I've seen several things,
right
including
in Colorado,
France, the United Kingdom,
Maybe it's
Deutschland,
somewhere it
Germany, have said, "Oh my gosh, this is wonderful, this historic peace deal. We can get together now and form like a kind of a governance board for Middle East peace." What the what? 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 Oh, shit. Emmanuel Macron, your people hate you. The actual French people, not the North Africans, the Sub-Saharan Africans and the Middle Easterners. I'm talking about the actual French people hate you. They hate that thing you're married to. They don't want you there. They want Marine Le Pen. But of course, your administration saw to it that she was rolled up and arrested, and that she can't even run for office because of your stupid laws. But the people want Marine Le Pen. They don't even like you. That's first of all. In Deutschland, excuse you, but the crank far leftist faction in Germany is being completely ignored and shut out by the AFD and the Alternatives for Deutschland, which is more conservative in nature, because they are sick of all of the they call migrant crisis, and there again, all the Sub-Saharan Africans and Middle Easterners that were dumped into the country, starting back with what was her name? Cool, she was the old prime minister.
Does it still
I'll think of it in a minute. But she started that and started the guilt apology time in Germany, where the German people were told, don't fly the German flags, don't say anything offensive because the migrants will get upset. She's not there anymore, but the people choose AFD, Alternatives for Deutschland.
Near the border,
they don't want the leftists
taking you for ransom.
Let's go over to the UK.
Sometimes they kill them.
You're being run in the big financial capital of London, the city of London,
and within 30 miles
by
of the border,
Sadiq Khan,
30, 40 miles,
a freaking jihadi,
take it back into Mexico.
And y'all trying to step up to the plate. Keir Starmer has an 11% approval rating by the people in the United Kingdom. But all of these clowns somehow think that they have something President Trump needs to manage and govern the updated Abraham Accords and the subsequent peace deals in this first phase and the subsequent phases that are coming, to ensure that the Middle East can rebuild the Gaza Strip along that beautiful ocean front and turn it into what countries such as Oman and
the 90s.
I watch a show called Dubai Bling. I don't know. It's funny. It's just, away from all the political shit. It's just drama. But it's Dubai. Dubai is gorgeous now. Who would have thought 30 years ago that Dubai, that was empty? It was a blank canvas. But the ruler of Dubai had a vision.
Everyone was
and he turned it into a beautiful oasis now. Dubai is gorgeous. Even the poor people drive Lambos. Dubai is gorgeous. Of course, it's all the oil money. It's oil rich, whatever. The United Arab Emirates, beautiful. Saudi Arabia, beautiful. Another tourist trap now. It can be done. When you put away your 3,500-year-old grievances, the people can begin to prosper and not be ravaged by war.
Live your life.
But somehow, the groups such as the Carnegie Endowment think that, according to them, here's their headline from the Carnegie Endowment website: the Trump-Gaza peace plan needs the EU too. Go somewhere and sit the fuck down. No, it doesn't. President Trump didn't need to call any of the aforementioned clowns
Is right.
to assist with making this historic peace deal. No, he doesn't need you. I hate it for you. But who are these individuals who come in after the ink is dry?
Dan, did you like
you
working
need
there?
us. No, he does not need you.
Get rid of the central banks. Yeah, they're all corrupt. That's
This is
problem.
the
Central banks would be
unmitigated
okay if they
gall
were
and
corrupt.
hubris of these clowns who have done nothing
control
but
interest rates
destroy
too
their
much,
own
too.
countries to try to turn it into a third world shithole. But somehow, President Trump, who brokered the most historic peace deals in the history of the world, somehow he needs to come to y'all for advice.
Pure blood, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What? What?
All right, a couple left. To destroy President Trump, but it backfired. They tried. Oh, it's not opening.
I warned you, Letitia James, aka Respucia, you big Bremolo. I told you. I warned you in my videos. I warned you. I tagged you on X. These white liberal Democrats were going to use you. And when you reached your expiration date and your usefulness and turned into a big giant vat of sour milk, they were going to get rid of you. I hope you ain't got any of these white liberal Democrats like the Bidens on speed dial.
Should go back to the gold standard. I was hoping he would go into the Brinks there or whatever, or Fort Knox, and see the real gold for real.
Because, honey, they are not
I wonder
calling
what's
you
really
back.
there.
In fact, they probably blocked your number. It's so funny. It was so predictable. I just don't even know how you thought you could do this. You completely fabricated charges that were invalid on its face. Even the prosecutors in the Southern District of New York were like, this is weird. How you gonna make this shit stick? But you did it anyway. You did it anyway. And now look at you. You've been indicted. And, you know, you could have kept them skeletons locked behind a room, but now they crip walking out of that closet to my, hey, you dumb bitch. I warned you. I told you they were going to get rid of you. They don't
see the
care
audio
about
for
you
that, huh?
anymore. You think they care about your black ass? They laugh at you. I warned you. You didn't listen. And it's worse for you
Put a little
because
mic in there.
you're the one who's got the title as Attorney General. So this all came from you dreaming this shit up in your head. Oh my gosh. Alvin Bragg, Fannie Willis down there, Miss Grey Goose down there in Georgia.
I'm
You
hoping
next.
to spend some jail time.
You and Nathan Wade getting on these first class flights going over to DC to make deals with the Bidens and with that Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris,
Hindu Horus.
thinking that you would be protected somehow. You had President Trump sitting up in courtrooms on these broke down ass shady ass charges. While y'all sitting there in the club talking about, hey, we got him. You ain't got shit. Them white liberal Democrats don't give a
not a
crap
federal
about your
agency,
monkey
you're right.
ass tap dancing on
I know
Massa's
exactly what
porch.
you
Yes,
call
sir. Can I get you some more sweet tea, sir? Some fried chicken and some collard greens and hog maws. You people are so stupid. They used you. And now they're done with you. They don't care that you're black. They never did. They
Well, they'll
hate
use
black
it in the
folks.
media.
Have you seen Jill Biden? She ain't nothing but a racist ass old white lady. She always has been. They're racist. They can't stand us. And you trusted them with your freedom.
That's true.
Pity, because you committed crimes. You committed crimes. Things that none of us would be able to get away with. So stop making these videos with that sanctimonious tone saying the word baseless. I hate that word. It's not baseless. There is verifiable evidence that it's out there. It's public information. You have committed mortgage fraud. You have committed insurance fraud. You've committed tax fraud. Bro, excuse you. Martha Stewart went to prison over that shit. Wesley Snipes went to prison over that shit. Oh, but because it's you. These white liberal Democrats can't stand you. They cannot stand black folks. And you trusted them. That is your mistake.
Put on a good show.
This is a cautionary tale to all black Democrats. When your expiration comes up on that milk carton, they're going to get rid of you too. You better jump ship or get off the short bus or whatever analogy you choose to use. Either way,
another call, huh?
The Democrats hate black folks. They are the same white liberal Dixie Democrats from back in the day who used to burn crosses in your front yard, and now you're breaking bread with them. They hate you. If this ain't proof, I don't know what is.
Absolutely. All right. She's thanking for your service on a great nation. This is the last one.
President, this video has been a long time coming. You've got so much to do. You're brokering peace deals and, sealing the border and managing the country, and every country on earth wants your attention. But you know what? There's been so much hatred and vitriol that has been waged against you and your precious family. And you know what? You need to hear positive things. So I'm doing my part, and I'm canceling out all that darkness. I am a military Gold Star widow, and I want to tell you how your being president in the first term positively affected my life. I had fought the Obama and Biden administration for my husband's military benefits. He went home to be with the Lord in 2010, and during that time, I was denied his military benefits by the Biden administration. I was told repeatedly after I appealed, don't bother appealing. We're not going to approve your case. And I'm not wired that way to just quit. So I really appreciate you telling everyone to fight. The first attempt on your life, instead of you fading into obscurity, you got up and you immediately said, fight. And you meant every word of it. I felt that. You also said never give up. And you know what? I'm wired that way. I can't just give up.
Too expensive.
I'm not built that way. And you are appreciated. You are an inspiration to so many people you'll never, you don't even know. But I am speaking for me. You positively affected my life, because as soon as you came in, after all of the denials to the appeals that I filed, as soon as you came in, I started getting letters from the military saying that my case had been redetermined and that my husband's military benefits would be approved. He served honorably for 22 years in the military. There was no reason for all of that to take place. But you and your unwavering support, including my First Lady, who just held an event for Gold Star families, thank you very much for your unwavering support for first responders, military, veterans, Gold Star families. it is very much appreciated. Those who are true public servants to this great nation, not just loser politicians as we see entirely too much of. I want to thank you personally for your service to our great nation. You are brokering peace deals, the most historic peace deal in history.
Amen.
You have done things that I've been told my whole life that it couldn't be done. Can't be done. Don't worry about it. Can't be done. You saw a visionary and you saw that it could be done. You had a blank canvas that was just negativity. And when you hear, I can't, that presents a great challenge to you. Sealing the border wall, yeah. Sealing the border, that'll never happen. Building a wall, that'll never happen. Yeah. Riffing a bunch of federal employees who are clearly, I used to be a federal employee, so I know how the sausage is made. But riffing a bunch of federal employees who are non-essential to save taxpayer money can't be done. And it's being done. I am so grateful. And might I add also that it is only because of you that military Gold Star survivors are not egregiously taxed with what was known as the widow's tax. In your first administration, you got rid of the widow's tax. That meant that military Gold Star survivors were only receiving about $350 a month. Yeah, you heard me right. $350 a month. When President Trump came in, all of that changed. And military Gold Star survivors received their full benefit. Good. And their soldiers' full benefit now because of President Trump. The only way it could happen, Gold Star families have been told for years, yeah, Congress, we don't have enough money. We can't find it in the budget. Can't find it in the budget. Can't find it. No money. President Trump came in there and said, you better find that money. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I bet you they found that money.
They hate a military.
Oh my God. So you were instrumental in helping me personally in my life. I finally started receiving my husband's military benefits after fighting the Obama and Biden administration for 7 years by my little old self. But see, I have the doggedness. I don't give up. But you are most appreciated. You're doing amazing things. You're doing God's work. And just thank you. I just want you to know, thank you. You are most appreciated. Thank you.
Yep. I'm still waiting for relief in the economy with some, what is that? Regrets? Something like that. Okay. Well, I'm going to end it there. Programming, Nate. Tomorrow I'm probably going to play one of my election things from back in 2020. Tomorrow, probably between starting around 5. And I'll play some clips from during the day too, as well. And right after the election of 2020, when they were stealing it, in the process of stealing it or stole it. And then I know this weekend, Hawa is supposed to come on about the Dominion stuff. All right. God bless everyone. Thank you for hanging around so long. I know it's kind of long. I kind of hang on to them too long. I should do the show a little bit more often. The best of Karen Kennedy. All right. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.